For those of you who don't know, Russia took out NATO's weaponry depot in the west of Ukraine on the 16th of June 2024. If that doesn't tell you this war is escalating, then you're sleepwalking. Secondly, for those of you who are inboxing me and commenting on my page, telling me two things, one of them being that the submarines and the ships that are currently stationed in Cuba do not have those weaponry that I'm about to show you. You're living in La La Land. And you do what you have to do to settle your mind. But the fact of the matter is, those weaponry, they're on those ships. And they're on those submarines. So, like I said, you do whatever you do to comfort yourself. Now, thirdly, this one's a classic. But for those of you who are saying that Russia was never a part of the World War II as an ally, please do us all a favour. Pick up a history book. Because they were, and they were there before the United States. They were there, I think, maybe 3 to 4 months prior because of an agreement broken between Germany and Russia. But regardless, they lost just as many people as the Americans did. And secondly, on that topic, I don't believe America would have joined that war had it not been for the Japanese bombing Pearl Harbor. Because by the time they got to war, it was in 1942. And the Anzacs, France and the UK, were already engaged in war against the Nazis for many years before that. So I love how the history books tells us that if it wasn't for the USA, that war wouldn't have ended, blah, blah, blah. Well, we know how much you guys like to gloat about how great you are, but it took you years and years to get over there. So by then, hundreds of thousands of men had lost their lives. So stop gloating, because really, you've got 170 plus countries and bombed the shit out of them for their resources. Put everything into context. And it's not the American people, it's the American senators. Because what they're doing now is that they want all their allies to jump on the bandwagon and help Ukraine. Why? We've had nothing to do with them. But the American senators, just like Graham had said in my last two clips, Ukraine is worth $10 to $12 trillion. That's why. But they will kill your sons and daughters for the greed of a few senators in the United States. And those same very senators who don't give a damn about their people, or their veterans, or their homeless, or what's going on economically for those people over there. If they're not poisoning their food, they're poisoning their water. And big farmers, they're also getting a big catch out of this. So let's not forget them. They're a part of the poisoning of water and food and alterations of everything. So I think people need to stop sleepwalking and wake up. Because this is happening, and it's true, and it's happening right in front of us. We're not living in the 1980s or early 2000s anymore. We have social media at our fingertips. We can see in real time what's going on and how the people in both those countries are suffering. And just as Palestine and Israel, these are people being sacrificed. So we should never forget the human side of this. And it's too easy to try and say we need to pick a side. We don't need to pick any side. That's just stupid. But let me give you something for food of thought before I leave. What happens when an ant colony stops feeding its queen? It collapses. And then they have to restart. And they have to find a new person, or in this case, an ant, to restart their colony. Now I think really what we're going through right now is a reset. So tell me what you think